Hey everybody, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Sobri, and yes, I'm wearing my glasses because I cannot see without them. Oh, hello Carly, how are you? Welcome, my love. So I know it is our 11 a.m. Sunday chat and we did miss out last week. So today we're going to be talking about a few things, and these are questions that were asked to me at the conference. So we'll be talking about like revenue streams, of course the conference, because lots of people want to talk about that, any Q&As that you might have, as well as, you know, all the social media platforms, because lots of people are saying to me, how did you actually first, you know, start making money on social media and so on. So I'll kind of go through that, and I really do hope that that actually does help everybody. Oh, hi Michelle, I'm so glad you enjoyed the conference. Lovely. I really and truly am, because I know that you've hurt your arm, so you watched it virtually. So I'm really happy that you did. Lots of people are saying to me they really did enjoy the virtual, and I was really worried about it because you know, usually anything like that, you know, you need a team of IT, and my husband is an IT engineer, but you know, we did so many dry runs of, you know, the conference virtually, but you know, we didn't have the camera that was, you know, the $20,000 camera, so we had to work with what we had. And but I think it turned out really well. I've not had anyone complain about that. I think we all know what Zoom's like anyway. Hi Paula, hi Debbie, how are you, loves? Welcome to our 11 a.m. Sunday chat. So today, like I said, I'm going to get into a bit of about revenue streams, social media, you know, what works better for me and what worked better for me at the start, because what works better for me now isn't what worked best for me at the start. So, you know, you've got to kind of start at a smaller platform when you're not known. That's the, you know, but we'll get into that because that's quite tricky. Hi, lovely. Welcome to 11 a.m. or it says 11:02 on yours. So it probably is 11:02 now because I've been blabbing on for a little bit. Hi, my love from Jersey. Well, New Jersey, is it? But welcome. Welcome today, lovely. Welcome to our Sunday chat. So now let's get into it. So, you know, everyone else can catch up. Oh, Jersey, welcome, love. So I thought, you know, lots of people can catch up as we go along because lots of people always come in 10 minutes later, which is fine. They can come in anytime and they watch it back too, which is really good. So it is a bit warm, so I'm sorry that I'm wearing this. Not so beautiful. Hi, Kelsey from Detroit. Welcome, my love. I know it is probably nighttime in Detroit at the moment. It's probably about, usually it's anything from 6 to 8 o'clock at night when I do my Sunday chats for you people over there. 8 p.m. in Jersey. Okay, so it is nighttime. Well, you probably got your jammies on and ready for our chat. So now, so let's start at the beginning because today might be a little bit longer than normal. Oh, 8 o'clock, Kelsey. Okay. So what we're going to talk about first is, because I've got kind of, you know, these are my notes, as everyone knows. I scribble them all down. Oh, from Georgia, USA. Hi, Kim. Welcome, lovely. So today we will start with the conference. We'll kind of start with that because lots of people have asked me so many questions. And, you know, look, you're all going to laugh at this because, you know, sorry, I'm just going to flick something off. You know, look, I think it's funny, but I keep telling my husband I'm the pioneer of Australian conferences because they've never been done here and I like to stir him up, you know. So, but, you know, it's never been done here in Australia. And, you know, for people in America and other countries that have a lot more people, Australia is quite small, so it's really hard to get anything off the ground like that. And to be really honest, you can't do it unless you invest your money. There's just no way. So, and that's probably why a lot of people haven't done it because they're a bit scared because I had to invest thousands of dollars before I started. And as many of you know, I'm not a wealthy person. I'm just an average person. So it all went on the credit card, but it paid off. So that's okay. Hi, Mark. Welcome. And I'm sure Trish is on there too, so hello to you both. So yeah, so that's was the hardest thing, getting the conference off the ground. But you know, once it's going off the ground and people can see what it is, we have some photos to share on social media, everybody can get it together. 2 days in a row. Yeah. Oh really? Yeah, so So, I think, well, next year will be 2 days in a row, lovely. Yeah, it definitely will be. So, and we always end calls that come on because I get a lot of calls. I didn't blank it out, and I usually do. So, with the conference, we always wanted to start with one day, and we thought we'd see. Hi, Deb, welcome. We thought we'd see how it went with the first day. And, to be really honest, I mean, it could have ended up being nobody bought a ticket, but, but I mean, people did buy the ticket. So, I mean, you just don't know where something's going to start. And we'll talk about that today as well, that, because one thing people say to me is they say, oh, you're so lucky, you've got people that follow you. But, let me tell you, everybody, I did not have that at the start. I started like everyone else with no followers. And as I always say, I'm not a wealthy person. So I didn't have a lot of money to invest in anything. Even this conference, if I wasn't, able to, if I wasn't in a situation of being able to sell soap before, I couldn't have done the conference. So I could not have opened it at the start because I needed money to open it. So that's what I'm saying. We all got to start from somewhere. Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so, and honestly, after the conference, we've just had so many calls and messages. And, next year is going to be even bigger and better because we do have a lot of companies talking about, wanting to be involved, wanting to be guest speakers, and there will be more prizes. So a few companies have said, yep, they're very keen on giving more prizes, which is really good because that's what we want. We want people to be able to do it. But so for anyone that wants to know about 23, please go onto the website. We're slowly updating it and putting things on for 2023. But I will tell you 1/3 of the tickets were bought within, I think, 3 days after the conference. So, so that's crazy. We're just, we never expected that. It wasn't like that from the first one. But once again, people see what it is. They love it, and then they go along it. So anyway, so we've talked a little bit about that. Like I said, the speakers next year will be some really good speakers. This year we had some great speakers, and I'm sure anybody that was there in person or watched it virtually will have to say Robin and Penry from Robin Soap House would have given you a laugh. I mean, they were so funny. And, it really did make me laugh. For people that are married or partners that working together, you can kind of relate to that because it's funny, that you kind of in-house bickering, but it was just really funny. And I think they did a really good job, as well as Pure Candle Supplies, Deluxe Shea Butter, and Kevin, the business coach, gave some really good tips. So I'm going to go over his tips today for anyone that didn't come or didn't get a virtual ticket. And just so that everyone knows, we did do a video. We have edited the video down to 3.5 hours because there's a lot of in between, when we're all having lunch or morning tea or in between speakers, there's a lot of just waiting. So we've done that for everybody. If you have not got yours, you've got a ticket, please email me and tell me that you don't have yours because we have sent a lot out and it's very hard to keep up. So if you want one, even if you are physical as well, you're entitled to have one. So please just email me at, at the conference website. We have a new website for the conference. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Somebody's just saying that for beginners, it's really good advice. And this is what I really want to do because when I started, honestly, I spent so much money and wasted it because I didn't know, and no one was really giving advice. Like they'd show you how to make something, but there wasn't many recipes, which is okay. That's fine. We all know that it's their recipe. It takes a lot of time to formulate, so they should be paid for it in some way. And I get that. I 100% agree with that. But the problem is you don't kind of know where to start. You're like, okay, I've got this idea. Now, how do I start it? Now, how do I actually get money? How do I get customers? Because without customers, you get no money. So these are the kind of things that I'll talk about today as I go down my list. So I'll try and keep to my list because I'm terrible at going off the list. But as I said, 2023, if you want a ticket, go on and have a look. Or if you're just interested, have a look and see. Because, of course, we've got all year. But I will tell everybody, from London, hello, my love, welcome. Love to your family too, lovely. Yeah, we all have families behind the scenes. And this is the thing, everybody, family is key. I mean, behind the scenes. Hi, Amanda, welcome, lovely. behind the scenes, we have family. So, you know, I mean, I do work a lot, but I do take time off for my family as well. So do try and keep it in perspective. I know we're all driven, but behind the scenes, we all do have another life. So we need to remember that as well. Now, so in, and that's what I was going to say. In 2023 with the conference, we won't be doing all these 50% off or anything like that. It was literally just, we needed people to see what it was, and it's really hard to get people involved. So that's why we had lots of discounts for the tickets. But in 2023, there will be no more. It's just the price that it is now. And I will tell you, in June, it may go up. And the only reason is with the CPI increase, which is a government taxes increase. The venue have let us know they may put the price up, which I'm hoping not. But because the gala event is the one that costs a lot of money. So because the gala event is a nighttime event, it includes your beer, wines, and so on. So, but the ticket is for 2 days. And no, you can't separate it. A few people have said, I just want to go to the gala, but no, it's a ticket for 2 days. So if you buy it, it's for 2 days. You can't not come to one and the other. It's a combined ticket, unless you've got a girlfriend that wants to come to one day and you want to come to the next, and you buy a ticket together. So that's fine too. But do remember, when you come in 2023, you will need to take your physical ticket with you. So either you can print it out or you can screenshot it on your phone and show us. So please do remember, we will have security next year, because next year there's going to be a lot more people coming, and we have a lot of people flying in from other countries that have already messaged us. So yeah, so anyway, like I said, if you want to come, make sure you grab your ticket. I know lots of you already got your tickets, so which is super cool. And I can't give away names and guest speakers yet because we're still in the middle of contracts doing that, but we have some amazing people that want to be involved. So yeah, so anyway, and next year we would be doing it so that physical people will be getting the gifts. The only gifts that will be given away to online will be an online ticket. So and that's because, you know, obviously in physical they pay 3 times the amount, and we can't give big gifts at them, you know, on virtual, because we don't know where you live and we'd have to ship it out. So that's how it's going to work anyway for 2023. But like I said, I won't go in it too much. Just go over to the site, have a look, and if you don't have the link and you're a ticket holder for this conference, please email me and I'll give the full one to you. So anyway, we've talked about that, haven't we? So let's get off that. So now let's talk about revenue streams, because revenue streams are really, really important. And, you know, most people think of revenue streams as they think, okay, well, I'm going to pop my product on my site and people are going to buy it. And then they think, why isn't anyone buying? Because their crickets are singing. And I know, because it happened to me. And we all think if we make our website look so good and, you know, you get a developer in and whatever, it's going to sell. But that's not what actually happens. So even though I've had a web developer do my site, I'm going to tell you the sales have not increased at all. If anything, they've decreased. But that has nothing to do with them. That is just the way that things happen, and we're in a quiet time. So you just need to wait. Hi, Amanda. Welcome, lovely. So, you know, but when we're talking about revenue streams, there's a couple different ones. So you can look at something like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Patreon, Etsy, Fair. There's so many different ones. So Fair is a new one. If you want to sell wholesale, you basically upload it all to that and then people will come to you. So it's a massive platform. So a lot of them are platforms. But if I'm really honest with you, when I first actually started doing this, TikTok was the one that got me sales. Because even though you're not selling it on TikTok, they get your name and they go back to your website. Or I had lots of people email me saying, I actually want this product. Do you have it? Or do you make this, even when it wasn't on there? So I did sell quite a few through TikTok. So even though we think that's silly, but you've got to remember the market on TikTok is usually like 16 to 25-ish, around that. You know, there are people all different ages, but generally that is the market. And a lot of younger people in their 20s, they work, they have more money, they have disposable money, so they can buy more products. So generally, if that is your target market, I would say start TikTok and start, you know, just getting your videos. I mean, at the start, I had no one on there. I think, you know, I don't know, we've got over 7,000 followers now, but that's not big for TikTok. But what I'm saying is, you know, we all start with one person. So don't feel like, well, I can't you know, like nobody knows me or anything, because no one knew me either. And it takes a long time, honestly. It takes a few years. So my first suggestion would be sign up to TikTok. Number 2 would be sign up to Instagram if you haven't. And there's no good posting on Instagram once every 3 weeks. I mean, you need to do it every day. If you really want to start to get people following you and noticing you, you need to, it's basically what it is advertising's like bam, you know, it's in your face, you know, every day you see Nelson Sopery, Nelson Sopery. If I didn't keep doing that every day, people go, oh yeah, I see her every now and then. But when they see you every day, it makes them think you're more of a legitimate business, and this is what you do. Even if you've got a day job and this is your weekend, they don't know that. So you need to show people that I'm here, I'm staying, you know, buy my stuff, you can come back later, I'll still have it, and so on. So that's my suggestion with Instagram. I'm going to be honest with Facebook. I really do not like Facebook very much at all. I just find there's a lot of groups that are nasty and I don't like them. So Facebook is not my jam, but it may work really well for you, and it does work really well for a lot of people. But I do get people clicking from Facebook over to my site, and I don't have paid ads. In the past, I have done some paid ads, but they never work for me. I mean, I might be doing them wrong. I probably am, but none have really worked for me, any ads, and I've spent thousands over time in ads. So, you know, $20 here, $50 there. But unless you're going to be a big player in the market and spend huge amount on ads, it's not something I would say to do. And at the start, when your money's low, don't do that. Use all the free advertising you can. Oh, my Instagram, it should be Nelson Interior Sopery. So a lot of mine say Nelson Interior Sopery. Yeah, I did my Etsy, Carly. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Carly's asking because I did a fake, well, it wasn't fake. It's actually like an Etsy. But, oh, sorry, I'm just reading something else. Yeah, but so what I did is set up an Etsy, and I followed all the steps you can. Honestly, still haven't had one sale, and it's been 6 weeks. Not that I sell on Etsy at all, everybody. I don't. But I did it and just put a couple products on there, and well, not a couple, I put maybe 20. So I think I spent about $10 or more on the cost of Etsy, and seen how it worked. Hi, lovely. How are you? Welcome today, Jess. So, yeah, I just thought I would actually see how that went as well. Oh, thank you. I'll follow you back, lovely, after, when I get off. So, yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, you know, Etsy, no. But I think in America, Etsy's probably really good. Oh, that's fine, lovely. But I actually think, yeah, in America where they've got more people, it's probably really good. But in Australia, no. But as I say, my daughter has an earring company and sells a lot. Huge amount. Tens of thousands of products a year. So, you know, it just depends on your market, whether the algorithms picked you up. But, you know, just remember on Etsy, it's so saturated and you are just against everyone. And basically the one that sells the most gets to the front of the page, which I don't like that. I find that wrong because I just think that it's really hard for a new person to come in. Oh, loving my Instagram feed. Thank you. And for anyone that wants to know, I have 2 Instagrams. So one is Nelson Interior Sopery, and the other one is the Australian Candle and Soap Conference. So, yeah, so go and look for that. If you just write Australian Conference, it should come up somewhere. But, yeah, and underneath most of my YouTube videos, it does have the conference link as well. Yeah, the kills, yeah, you're right. The Etsy, it just kills you, the fees. The fees are terrible. Yeah, but Amanda, I think my daughter, and we both agree, my daughter and I, we think the algorithm picked her up and she was really lucky. But now, yeah, no, I knew what you meant, lovely. That's fine. Yeah, Etsy. Yeah, so anyway, Etsy's not for me, but it may be for someone else. And so I did do my check, Carly. My idea was to do it for a month or 2, and it's been about a month and a half. Yeah, and still made no sales. Only got a couple people to that Etsy, and as I said, please everyone know I don't sell on Etsy, but it was a test to see, so I will take it down probably next month. But yeah, so very interesting. But and I've tried it in 2 different ways from Etsy now as tests. Both times, none. No matter what I've done, no matter the links I've done, no matter the words I've done, no matter what I've put in the background. So, yeah, so it's not for me. But so if we can go back, I think, you know, now, if I want to be honest, most of my sales, either they're direct hits, because now people come direct to my site because they know me, or Instagram is definitely one, TikTok, and YouTube. But most people that come from YouTube, honestly, a lot of them are soapers and they're just supporting me and they just want to see my site. So I don't really get a lot of sales from that. Yeah, and it's just a lot of people say, you know, they don't want to do Etsy and all that, and I understand that. But so if you're not going to, honestly, do your social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and try and force people to your site. You need to do it every day. Make sure also you're doing Reels, because do you know what? On Reels, it's really important. The one thing that I really do like about Reels is you can just add photos together. So you don't need to go and, you know, do all different things. So you don't need to go and do a whole video and all that if you're not good at it, or you don't have to put your face if you're embarrassed. But, you know, just link all your photos together, or if you're on Canva, you can make a video. And most of you have probably seen my latest video that I put on, which goes for 2 minutes. And it's just my new introduction. And it's got the flowers that move in the air and, you know, creating what I'm doing. So that is my new video, and I've created that on Canva. So just with photos and animations and animation stickers. So if anyone wants to know how to do that, I may bring out a video later if anyone's interested. Oh, you mean like Fair? Yes, Fair. I know a lot of people are talking about Fair, but I'm not. Oh, I did look into it, but then I just went, no, you know, honestly, I'm one person, so you can't do everything. You just got to be realistic what you can actually do. And, yeah, because it gets quite hard. Oh, how do you do Reels? Reels are so easy. So basically all you do is go on Instagram. So when you go on your account and you usually push plus to, you know, upload a post, it's just there's a little picture of a reel and you push on that, and then you can add like 4 or 5 or 6 to your Instagram reel. So maybe I'll even do a few videos on how to do a reel, how to, you know, how to actually make it in Canva a video using photos and not videos, because a lot of people, you know, don't know how to do that. So maybe I can do that. Yeah, you're right, Jess. And you know what, Jess, even when I get only 10 people looking at my reel, I usually get at least one person go back to my site or order. So I've had a few orders from Reels. So, yeah, and you know what's really good? Just film yourself. Put a little cheap tripod up. Film yourself, even if it's not you, it's just your hands. But, you know, like things like pouring the creams into containers, the body butters into containers. I mean, we did quite a few of them, which were like, you know, we had like a fake bath and put a bath bomb in a fake bath. People loved it. One of my bath bomb ones was huge. Yeah, got lots of likes. So, you know, and look, when I say huge, it's huge for me, but someone else I might go, well, that's lame. But, you know, I don't care. As long as I'm getting my name out there, you know, it doesn't matter if you get one person or more. You just want that. Oh, yeah. Oh, so Fair takes a lot of money. Yeah. And see, that's how Fair and Etsy and all them work. And everybody, I will tell you, because a lot of people have said to me, oh, you're doing good on Patreon, which I am, and I love Patreon. But the one thing I'll say on that is they do take a lot of fees. I think it's about 30%. So because I'm in Australia, I get a lot taken from American tax. So, yeah, so we do lose quite a lot of money on Patreon. I think it's about $100 a month they keep. So, and that's only with me earning $400. They take $100. So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you got to do Reels all the time. I'm a bit lazy. I haven't done them lately, but I have got somebody, Christine, who is going to be helping me, you know, do more of my social media just for the conference. Mostly it is me, but she'll just be doing some Facebook pages. So you might see those kind of come, but that's what I mean. And everybody, the thing is, you can't just say, well, I got a website, I'm going to wait for the money on that. You can't. You need other revenue streams. So if I talk about my revenue streams, Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, and even if, sorry, I'm just answering someone's question. Even if you do a full video, just break it down and then you can do a voiceover over the top. So, and that's what I do. You'll often see I've taken a portion out of a video and that's how I've done my reel, because I film pretty much, I'm going to say 4 to 5 times a week is pretty average for me to film. You know, and edit. And of course, then I've got to edit and do everything else. But usually it is for Patreon or YouTube, because Patreon get videos that YouTube don't get. They get behind the scenes, which I've loaded one last night. So today that will go on. So they get like a lot of things that other people might not see. They get the recipes and how I can tweak things and things like that. So they just get a little bit more. But you don't need to be on there if you don't want to. It's just a choice. But like I said, you know, and when you're doing this, sometimes you've got to be realistic. Hi, Jill. You know, you've got to be realistic on what you can do. There's no good promising on Patreon that you're going to film 10 times a week when you're not. I mean, you've got to be honest and do what you can do and be realistic about it. So, sorry, I'm just looking at my things down here. Now, something, oh, and so when we talk about my revenue streams, I thought I would just say that as well. So if we talk about revenue streams, for me, obviously I have YouTube and I have Patreon. That is 2. My website is 3. And what's my 4th one? Usually it's like markets or something like that, but I don't do markets anymore as well. And, you know, like, so, you know, if I had Facebook ads or something, that's another one. But this is what I'm saying, everybody. You can't just depend on your website. You need to either be doing social media or have some other kind of form of revenue coming in. So then you're not just depending on one. Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm so glad. I'm really, really glad that it does. I do try and give valuable content, and I would never open Patreon if I thought I couldn't teach something, but I wanted to be more of like a mentor in case people had questions that they were too embarrassed to ask Facebook groups, because it is really hard. Sometimes on the groups, you know, you feel like you're made fun of asking a question, and no question's dumb, because we've all got to start somewhere. We've all got to start at the beginning of knowing nothing to wherever. And I mean, I learn every day. So I definitely don't know everything. And if I don't know, I'll be honest and say, look, actually, I'm not quite sure. So, yeah, and one question I'm going to answer today on here while I just think about it is, I get asked all the time, can I do the, you know how you make your bath bomb and you've got your icing on top and it's your cocoa and bicarb? A lot of people say, can I use shea butter and bicarb? Oh, thank you, Nessa. That's so lovely. Thank you. I haven't looked on there yet, lovely, but I will. So, yeah, so a lot of people ask, can I use shea? And no, you really can't, because shea is too soft. It will just be too soft. So I get asked that all the time. Yeah, no, I understand. So, Chef, you know what? I really can't stand Facebook pages. I've had some of the meanest things said to me on Facebook pages. So I just don't go on them. I have a lot of people I know in the industry, and they will tell me if something's said. So, but I just don't want to hear it, or, you know, if someone wants to be mean to me, well, good on them. I'm just not going to even go there. It's like, honestly, everybody, if somebody sends you a mean email, be the bigger person and walk away. Just block them and walk away. And that's what I've had to do, because sometimes what it is people just get a little bit jealous. If they see somebody else that's doing well and they don't understand why they're not, then they do get a little bit envious or jealous. And then that's when they'll strike out and they'll just say terrible things about you. And I've had it, I've had it happen to me heaps of times. I mean, but you know what? At the end of the day, I know who I am. I know I'm a nice person. So I don't even bother. I'm not going to even give them my time, you know, and don't even bother. That's right, Karen. You know, don't even bother. Yeah, no, I can understand that, Mark, and I guarantee I know who that person is, but I will not mention them. But, you know, yeah, and that's the thing. I've had people absolutely, you know, well, I wouldn't say people, it's one person in particular, and that person's just a little bit jealous. So, you know, and that's the thing. But you've got to remember that even though you think soaping is a really big industry, which it is, but a lot of people know people. And if you start being nasty, then those people tell other people, and before you know it, everyone's like, this person's horrible. And then, you know, their contracts will start to drop off and everything. So that's the one thing that I would say is don't get involved in that. And like I said, you know, I've had one particular person quite mean to me. And, you know, to me, it just shows their character, like honestly. And as I said, I would never say who that person is. I would never, you know, show screenshots or anything like that. It's not worth it. Oh, thank you, Amanda. That's so nice. Well, you know what, Amanda? It's just jealousy. That's all. And this is the one thing. Well, that's right. Everyone does need to lift each other up, Jill. But one thing I'm going to say is, you know, look, number one, it's a bit of jealousy. But number two, we all need to realize this is the world of competition. If your customer goes to another person, no, well, she is known, but I wouldn't say, she's not on YouTube. Oh, well, maybe she is. I don't know. I don't even look at her anymore. I blocked her from everything, so I can't be bothered with her rubbish. But, yeah, no, but I won't give away her name because I don't think that's right of me and I wouldn't do it. But, you know, like I said, someone sends you something mean, do not screenshot it and show it. Be a bigger person and show that you're the nicer person and walk away. Because honestly, and this is the thing, everybody, I know I'm going off track, but I've got to say this. I've had so many people, like so much respect for me, and I think that honestly is because I don't do that. Hi, lovely, welcome. Welcome from North Carolina. One of my dad's best friends was from there. So, yeah, I do know North Carolina. I've not been there, but one of his very best friends, Kenny, came from there. So, yeah, but like I said to everyone, you know, if you be the nicer person, honestly, so many more people respect you for it because they just know. And I always say just help other people. And this is what I was saying too. The world is in competition. So if you're pretend you're making a soap and then, you know, somebody says, well, you know, you don't deliver it when they want it delivered, or, you know, they just decide they want to try someone else's stuff. Then they go to a competition. You should never, ever rubbish that competition because they are entitled to go wherever they want to go to buy something else. And this is the thing that I have to say, everybody, that just remember your customer has their own right to choose where they want to go, and you should not feel scared to say something to that customer. You know, like, so just say whatever, you know, you're selling your own business. So you're going to sell your business, of course. And you should not be worried like, oh, I'm going to upset so-and-so down the road. Well, that's the world of business, everybody. You're going to have competition. You're going to have other people trying to sell your stuff. And the person that is the one that's going to be the attacking person is the one with zero character. So, and people will see that. And, you know, but like I said, you know, sometimes you'll get people that do that. But honestly, they just show who they are. And in the end, you know, because look, honestly, this particular person, I could have like pretty much sued her for defamation of character for what she's done to me, to, you know, rubbish me to dozens and dozens of businesses. But you know what? She's not getting any of my time. I mean, don't bother. You know, at the end of the day, you just got to be you. Do your thing. Don't worry about anyone else. They're just jealous. Well, that's right, exactly. Don't put someone else down to elevate yourself. That is right. And that's why I said I won't give out the person's name or say if they're a female or male. I won't do that. But yeah, that's right. In the end, they look bad and I just can't be bothered. I mean, you know, I'm doing my thing and I know that I'm helping people and so on. And I know that this particular person has not just rubbished me. She has rubbished many, many people because lots of people have come to me and have said, have you had this particular person come to me? And I've just said, I don't want to talk about it. And they've said, well, they have. So, yes, it's not just me. And then, you know, obviously that shows their character if they're doing it to lots of people. So anyway, like I said, you know, if you start doing that, you're going to go down the bad hill and you will never, ever succeed. You won't. You'll just eventually fail. So don't do that, everyone. Just do your thing. Love what you do. And I love my job and, you know, I love helping people. So, you know, that's what it's all about. But anyway, I won't spend any more time on that person. She doesn't deserve my time or my airtime. So anyway, so now, like I said, now we're going to be talking about at the conference, we had a business coach from Business Results Club. And the one thing that a lot of people said to me they took away from that was things they never thought of. You know, as he was saying, look at it like, hi, Laurie. You know, he was just saying, look at it like, you know, McDonald's, you go in there and, I mean, they are the masters of upsizing or upgrading or adding on. He was saying, you know, you can buy one soap, but why not put it in a packet of 5 soaps? Because somebody might buy it, then you sold 5, not 1. And as he was saying, that's why McDonald's does it, you know, and it even, you know, on if you've got Shopify or something, you can have your product and then have other suggested products that go with that product. So it's kind of like upsizing, upselling. And, you know, everyone wants, you know, a $100 sale rather than a $40 sale. Oh, you'd love to visit Melbourne. Thank you. We'd love to have you. I mean, you know, Melbourne's always hustling and bustling and very busy, but at the moment it's a little bit sadder. Hi, Laurie. Welcome, lovely. Welcome to Sunday Chat. And it is now probably like 11:40 or something like that. But yeah, so anyway, but like I said, think about that, everybody, when you're selling something, like adding on another product, as Kevin was saying, you know, that's important. And, you know, like, for instance, say your products, you know, bay inside, you know, inspired, like sort of beach inspired products. Look for some B&Bs or something along the bay and, you know, call them, ring them, go in there and say, hey, this is what I do. Would you like a sample? We'd love to work with you, blah, blah. I mean, that's all you've got to do. The worst thing they're going to say is go away. Or no, not interested. And then you're like, okay, fine. I mean, your ego's damaged a tiny bit, but pick yourself up and go to the next person. And that's what he was saying as well. Oh, you want a Joey so bad? Yeah, you don't see them very much, Amanda. I know everyone shows them on the internet, but you don't. Where I am, there are kangaroos, but the Joeys don't come away from their mamas very much. Yeah, that's right, Mark. I don't know all the terms, Mark. You're probably much smarter than me with those terms, but I think Mark just said it's AOV. So, but you can Google any, I mean, look, anything you want to know, everybody, all you got to do is how to make soap and Google it, and so many things come up. So, you know, that's the thing as well. So, you know, just remember that, everyone. Just Google things. When I started, all I ever did was Google, you know, and you get just so many answers. So please make sure that, you know, you're Googling and doing all that as well. And, oh, sorry, I'm just reading my list as well. And, you know, as Kevin was saying, find your niche. And when we say niche, it doesn't mean that your niche is this small, you know, like, it might be, you know, you're targeting a certain audience, so you're going to be doing colourful rainbows, whatever. Or, I don't think I have any. Oh, yeah, I do here. So, for instance, me. So, everyone knows behind me. These are my labels. Now, I also make beard butter for a barber's store in Melbourne's East. And they sell a lot of my beard butters. And they actually also use one of my butters in the children's hair. Well, that's right, Carly. You know, you just got to do it. Yeah, just message people. The worst they're going to say is no, you know. But, yeah, so my stuff is in like a barber. So this is what it looks like in the barber shop. So that's one of them. And I'll show you another one. So you can, you know, change it a little bit to suit something. Because, you know, there's no good me having a flower on the box, you know, when it's for beard butter. So you've got to, even though my label and everything else is on it, people know it's mine, it's colourful and so on. But they sell very well in a barber shop. So you might need to just tweak your product if it's more like if you've got men inspired products, like obviously a lot of beard butters are for men. So, you know, or you might do a hybrid beard butter, which I am bringing that out, everybody. And a hybrid means you just put a little bit of wax in it so they can style the beard, and it also moisturizes the skin and the beard. And I've had a few people say they've gone back to this shop that's almost sold out and they're desperate to get it, and they've called me. So that's the thing, everybody. You know, just because it's in a shop doesn't mean they're not going to come back to you. And those people have been on my site and bought things. So that's how you find out. Make sure on your boxes, your name. So on the bottom here, I don't know whether you can see that, but my website's on here. You must always put your website on the bottom. Yeah, I create all my labels on Canva. Everything I do myself. I don't get anyone to print them or anything. Yeah, no, I do everything on Canva. You just got to be creative and know where you're kind of going with that. So, but yeah, so anyway, that's like I said, that's what I do on Canva. And like I said, you know, if it's for a barber's shop, like this barber shop's like really cool and kind of has graffiti in it and all of that kind of thing. So there's no good me putting one with a flower on it because it's not going to be sold, or a beach theme, it's not going to be sold. You know, you got to look into your theme and what it's done. So anyway, that's kind of my thought on that. So hopefully that kind of helps people. So go on to Canva, everyone. I did do a video on how to label, you know, and how to make one. It's a long video, but go back and have a look if you're a bit stuck. And it's a step-to-step tutorial on how to actually make a label on Canva. Like I said, I will show, I will actually do a video on how to make a video on Canva with photos. So then, you know, you don't have to, you know, keep trying to make a video. So I'll show everyone how to do that, but I haven't started that, so that will be in the background as well. And also behind the scenes this week, you will see it on Patreon if no one's on there as well. Yeah, adding your email to packaging is super good. And Kim, I will tell you, when people actually buy my products like this, there's always a business card inside. So there's always a business card, or I have like a little booklet and that I just make, which is a business card size, and I fold over. So, well, I don't make shampoo or conditioner bars because I don't like them. I've tried them. I think they're awful. But if somebody's really good at it, 100% go to them and say, hey, this is a product I've got. And you know what people like about my beard butters that have been a big selling point? I get the deluxe, I use deluxe shea butter for my cocoa and my shea. And I always tell them it's ethically sourced, you know, it's organic. I explain the whole process of how it supports women in Ghana because they are the ones producing and making it, you know, and Deluxe Shea, who are, you know, the owners of the company, I mean, they are really big on giving back to their community. They're making water wells and, you know, things for people in their community to help. So it's not just a matter of you're buying that, you're actually helping people to have a better life in that country. So that's a really big selling point. People want to know about this now. We've gone past the point of just getting something and not caring where it comes from. I think we generally, as people, we want to know that whoever is producing it is looked after and they're not treated badly. So, and that is really important to me. So I did a lot of research and I have changed a few companies since I started just to try and look at the backstory of that, because that is also a part of you. It shows your character that you actually care, you know, and the same as if you put anything in your product, please list it. Even if it's under 1%, you must put it in there. No, I buy my own boxes to ship products. I buy mine from a company called Stanley Packaging in Victoria. So, and it's probably, I'm presuming it's like Uline or one of those companies in America. But basically, you just buy them in bulk. You buy 100 boxes at a time. And it's fairly cheap. Yeah. Yeah, well, the reason I buy my own boxes is the Australia Post one ends up costing about $4 more per box, which doesn't sound like much, but if you know, pretend you're going to ship out 100 items, that's $400 extra. So, yeah, so, you know, it's really important. What don't I like about shampoo bars? I've used them and they just fall apart. I don't think they last. I just think they're a waste of money, and yeah, it leaves, well, everyone I've used has left my hair not very good, and I bought from some really good soapers. So, yeah, it's just, I just don't like it. So, yeah, that's why I don't use shampoo bars. I have tried them, and, you know, plus I just think someone else is probably going to be really good at making those and I'm not. So, you know, stick to what you're really good at, I always say. So, whereas at the moment, my biggest seller is body butters. I've sold a lot of body butters lately, and I think a lot of that is to do with my ethical standard on that as well. So yeah, so basically that's sorry, I'm just reading different comments as they come up. So that's a big thing for me as well, the ethical side, how it's produced, where it comes from, and that the people that are producing it are looked after and they're not treated badly. And of course we never know that, but you've got to do as much research as you can and really believe in the company. You know, and one of the speakers at the conference was actually Deluxe Shea, and I had been buying from them before they were a speaker. So yeah, so I asked them to, you know, come along, and they were amazing. And they're a big company; they ship to many countries. So I'm sure that they're in the US shipping as well. So, but their headquarters is in Adelaide, in Melbourne. But yeah, so do look into that side. It is important that we do understand the ethical side and sourcing, and that it's not coming from, you know, the forest isn't getting destroyed from farming something. So literally these nuts fall off the tree, they collect them, and then they regrow again the next year. So, you know, nothing is actually hurt. And one thing at the conference they talked about, which a lot of you may not know, and a lot of us do use shea, is when the shea nuts drop, often the snakes try and get them. So these girls that are picking them often get bitten by snakes. So now what they started doing is bringing, they were looking at safety aspects. So now they give them PPE. So now they have special boots and gloves and everything so that the snake can't bite their leg. They can't get through the boot. So to me, that was really important. And I didn't realize that there were snakes that liked the nut. But yeah, so that's why that is a bit of an issue as well. So do think about that, everyone, when we're buying something. Well, that's right, Kim, and I wouldn't sell anything that I thought was rubbish. Look, I've made things that haven't worked, like everyone. I've made soap that was lie heavy, and you're like, oh no, so I've just thrown it in the bin. I mean, sometimes you've got to be responsible and just get rid of it. Yeah, that's right, Ashley. It's so important to know that. And I had no idea that there were snakes with shea and just the problems that they have. And they said that 25% of the nuts get thrown in the bin because they're not good enough. And also with shea butter, there is like a grade A, B, C, D, and E. So whereas Deluxe Shea Butter, theirs is grade A, meaning it's the best product. But so depending on the shea nut, whether it's not as good or whatever, then, you know, the quality goes down and down and down. So the 25% they throw out, there's probably other companies that may use that. But they just said that they know that's not as good, so then they don't use that nut. So, yeah, so that's all a part of it. So when you look at it, you need to sort of understand what grade it is, and I never even knew there was a grade. So that was really good, hearing them talk at the conference about the different grades of it and what they're doing to help the community as well. So, you know, like I said, buying a product, you need to understand that, and you need to be a bit more aware, because that's why Lush is so liked, because they talk about that. They talk about helping wildlife and helping the sea and putting money back. So people want to know that. They want to know their money's going to something, not just buying a product. But now, one other thing I thought, oh, thank you. Yeah, well, I only learned this from the conference. That's where I've been learning all these things. But also, one thing that I was going to talk about as well is, oh, that's okay, Ashley, is, you know, being taken advantage of, because once people sort of start to know you, then you get people that want to, you know, they might want to liaise with you. So they want you to be on their website or an Instagram story or whatever it is. But, you know, or like even the conference, you know, I had people say, well, can you just hand out my flyers? Well, you know, a conference costs a lot of money to run. So I really shouldn't be handing out flyers just for people because they want me to. So, you know, and that's not fair to other people that bought a ticket to generally be there and so on. So this is what I'm saying, everybody. You've got to take what somebody says with a grain of salt as well. And you've all really got to think, okay, is that good for my business? Should I be helping that person, or should I even be collaborating with somebody? If somebody asks you to collaborate and they're not a good fit, well, then no, it's not a good fit. And don't collaborate with them. The same as, you know, if somebody's, you know, horrible to you, why would you ever collaborate with that person? I mean, you just don't. It's, you know, sometimes you've got to be a little bit smart and really think about things. So, yeah, just because somebody asks you to work with them or something, and this is something that I found hard to say no, but sometimes you need to be the big person and say, look, actually, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't fit my business or my company, because it makes your company look bad if you don't end up saying, look, no, this isn't a good fit for me. So, yeah, so that's one thing that I would say. The more people start to know you, the more you're going to have people trying to say, hey, work with me, or pay $30 and I'll put your, you know, details on my site or whatever. Well, no, because if you did that, I mean, you start making no money and they make money. So anyway, that's what I have to say, everyone. I mean, it's different if, you know, that advertising is good advertising. So, for instance, with the conference that we're doing next year, a couple people had come to me and asked me if they could actually advertise in the book. And next year it'll be a much bigger book. And they were saying, well, can I advertise like a business card size in that book or whatever? And I never thought about that. And then I thought, well, maybe we will. So I haven't done it yet, but it will be on the site where you can literally just buy that section. So, you know, if you want, say, a business card size or an A4, whatever, in the booklet, you can put your details in that, and then, of course, other people see your name, and it starts to get to people online and also in person. So, like I said, you know, something like that is good if you're, you know, or if you're in other groups or communities, you know, like if you go to other conferences or guilds or anything, then, of course, it's probably worth having your name in one of those books so people know you and, you know, your name's getting there. But don't just, like I said, collaborate with somebody that you really don't know. You don't know if you can trust them or anything. And often when people send me an Instagram message, if it's like PM me, I'm like, no, I just delete it. Because, you know, you don't want to be scammed. In today's society, you've got to be careful. So, anyway, that's one thing that I was going to say. It's okay to say no. If something doesn't work, it is really okay to say no. It's okay to sort of say that person was really mean to me in the past. I'm not going to deal with them because it's not worth it. So, yeah, so I really do suggest that. But don't hold a grudge. Like, even this person that's horrible to me, I don't hold a grudge. If they came to me and apologized, I would accept that and move on. But, you know, this is the thing, everybody. Just be the bigger person, honestly. That's what I always say, because it's just not worth it. Life's too short. Seriously, it's too short. Now, I've got to talk about this. This is the last thing we're going to talk about. So many people have sent me messages saying, oh, you need to relax. The conference is finished. You know, have a break. And I do really appreciate those gorgeous people saying that to me. But one thing I'm going to say to everybody, and I've said this before, when you stop doing your job, somebody else is going to step in and take your job. So, you know, being a SOPA or a small business is not a SOPA, it's just a small business. You have to keep doing your job. If you're not, then, you know, you can take a break here and there, but generally you need to do your job because people still want products. So even once the conference finished, I've still got my website, I've still got YouTube, I've still got Patreon. So I have commitments that I must keep doing. So I have to. Yeah, Amanda, I never sit still. I'd be really bored. I was, you know, well, not was. I am a mum of 7. Yeah, it is never ending, Mark. But yeah, so like I've had 7 children, so I was always busy. And most of my kids have left and grown up now. So I only have 2 at home now. But this is the thing, you know, I was used to being busy. So, and then when a couple of them left, then my dad came here and I looked after him, and, you know, now Dad's no longer here. So now it's like, well, I've got this to kind of keep me company. So, yeah. Yeah, but sometimes I sit down, Amanda. I'm not always standing up. I'm sitting on my little stool in here. Yeah, I mean, look, you just do your thing. If it suits you and it suits your life, you know, don't give up. Don't give up. Just do it, because you never know where this is going to lead you. And as I say to everybody, I never, ever, honestly, I never thought that I would have a YouTube channel with so many followers. I didn't think that we would have a conference. I mean, you know, like, honestly, if somebody had said to me, I think I've got about 14,000 followers all up in different, you know, social medias. And if somebody had said to me I'd have that, I would have laughed. I would have said, who wants to watch me? I'm just a mum from the suburbs. But this is the thing, everybody, you know, like, you don't know where it's going to lead you. So the ones that give up, well, they're just not as dedicated as they need to be, because you don't need to spend money. There's ways that you can do this without spending money. Social media is free, everybody. It's totally free. Use the free social media every single day. And all it's doing is taking your time. Yes, time's money, but that's the one thing that I say. If you give up, someone else is going to come in. So there's always people that are going to fail. Some people won't, but you want to be the one that succeeds. Well, that's right, Amanda. It is really good to set goals. And Tim from Pure Candle Supplies did talk about that at the conference. Don't set a goal that, hey, in a year I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, that's not going to happen. You've got to be realistic. You've got to say, okay, in 6 months' time, I would have liked to get, maybe one sale a fortnight. That might be your goal. And then, in so much more time, oh, well, now I want to get 3 sales a week. And this is the thing. And it might not be even sales. It might be I've sold 2 of this particular candle, or now I'm up to the stage of, people knowing me, or people are, I might have had 50 come on my website this month, but next month I want to have 100. So they're all the things that are relative to making goals. They don't have to be big financial making goals. It might be, I want to be discovered. How many people are discovering me? Am I getting more organic people finding me on Instagram? And my Instagrams, I do not buy followers. It's just organic followers as well. So, that's the thing as well. You might see someone with 100,000, but that doesn't mean they're organic. They might have bought half of those to make them look good. So I never, ever care less if someone has 1 follower or, 1 million followers. I don't look at that. I just go, do people like them or not? Thank you, Kim. Yeah, and look, that's what I always say, and I love saying that I'm a mum from the suburb, because I am. I'm just a mum. My husband and I are not wealthy. We could not afford to buy a house in the city. No worries, Mark. We're ending in about 1 minute. So, so anyway, but like I said, everyone, do your thing. Don't be scared. Don't get involved in the bickering of any other business or any other person. Just move on. I won't be talking about that again, because I get asked about that question all the time with this particular person telling everyone things about me. And that particular person even rubbishes the other people as well. So, but as I said, don't even go there. Don't go there. Seriously, take my advice. It's not worth it. I got very upset for a long time, cried for days, but she got what she wanted by upsetting me. So anyway, like I said, just move on, do your thing, and just enjoy what you're doing, everyone, and stay away from the bullying forums. And that's why I removed myself from a lot of groups. And you will see me on Sud Off. That's the group that I'm on, which is a soaping group as well in Australia. That's a great group to be on. There is no bullying, because they would not allow that. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, have a lovely day, and I thank you again for coming on my Sunday chat, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone.